When you find yourself on the side of the majority, it is time to pause and reflect. This is a quote from Mark Twain. We went to another episode of Self-Employed Success Secrets, weekend edition. On today's episode, we're going to get right to it. We're going to be talking about the simplest secret of success. Now, if you've been watching my videos for any length of time, you know I've talked about this topic a little bit in some of my videos, how the number one secret of success is successful people do what unsuccessful people won't. Well, on today's show, the simplest secret of success, which is basically do the opposite of what the majority are doing, okay? For example, a lot of us see life, and I fall into this bucket just as much as anyone else does. In some ways, I think I've pulled out of being part of the herd, but in some ways I still do. I'm not perfect. I'm still growing, as you guys are. But the number one secret of success that I want to talk about, the simplest secret of success, is that if you do what the great majority is doing, you're probably not going to be successful. Like, back to my original point, a lot of people view the future pessimistically. Successful people probably view it optimistically. Most people look into the future and they have apprehension instead of anticipation, like Jim Rohn talked about. Do you view the future with apprehension or anticipation? Sometimes I view the future with apprehension, sometimes I do with anticipation. I kind of vacillate sometimes, to be completely honest, okay? But what are some ways in which you can separate yourself from the crowd? Because remember, if you're going to be successful, you got to stand out. You got to have your own dream. You got to love yourself. You got to surround yourself with the right people. All these different things are going to help you to be successful in your life. But think to yourself, what am I doing that the great majority are doing, okay? Because quite frankly, most people are sheeple, which means they just go along with the herd, okay? And that's not always bad. But in terms of having a good life, the vast majority of people have not really figured it out throughout the course of history, okay? Most people live their lives in fear. Successful people live their life in faith, okay? It's a whole different world. Another example is, successful people really they watch what they eat. Unsuccessful people, they just kind of eat whatever feels good. And it's really just a mindset shift going from, am I going to be part of the people that the minority or the majority, okay? Think to yourself today on this Saturday, how are you like the herd? And most people, we follow the herd. Like I said, I follow the herd too, okay? So I'm not above this, but this is just something that I've caught, okay? I read a quote somewhere that said, when choosing to do something hard or do something comfortable, you're choosing between being a winner in life or being a sheep, okay? Being a sheep, you just go along with the herd. You do what's easy, take the path of least resistance. Remember, flowing water always meets its level, okay? So if you're going to be successful, you got to be different, okay? And like I said, I'm learning on this journey with you too, but a lot of us are too afraid to stick up and stand out, okay? A lot of us are afraid to stick up and stand out, okay? Because you can do it. And you got to do it if you're self-employed. You got to find some way to be different than everybody else. Think about when you think about a business, I think one of the first questions people think is what makes them different, what makes them stand out, what makes them part of the minority, okay? What makes you part of the minority, okay? Think to yourself today, this video is about you. What makes you part of the minority? What makes you different in a good way? Obviously, you don't want to be part of the minority, like, you do something bad, like take drugs or something. You want to be minority and get in a good way, okay? Remember, those who spend before they save, work for those who save before they spend, okay? Just things like that, okay? If you're going to be successfully self-employed, you got to know these things. You got to stand out, okay? You can't do what everybody is doing, okay? Like Charlie Munger said, mimicking the herd invites regression to the mean, okay? The number one reason why people fail is because they listen to fools, friends, and family, okay? They go with the herd, okay? I'm telling you today, go against the herd, go against the grain, okay? You're going to have a more rewarding life. Like Jesus said, do not conform to this world. Like the word of God says, do not conform to the ways of this world. Be different, okay? There's another verse that says, come out from among them and be ye separate. You guys know I'm Christian, okay? Be different. Separate yourself, okay? Think to yourself on this Saturday, how can I separate myself in a good way, okay? How can I not be a part of the herd? If everybody's going this way, let me go that way, okay? That's like the simplest secret to success. This is the purpose of this video, is that the simplest secret to success is do the opposite of what the vast majority of people are doing, okay? The vast majority of people, don't end up having the life that they want. Only a few do, okay? You can be a part of that few, But you got to be willing to be different. You got to, and what I mean by being different, I mean by being different in your conversation and conduct. The things you say and the things you do are different than 97, 98, 95% of people. All right. I can speak from experience, being self-employed for 4 years, being on YouTube. Okay, I can speak. It's hard to stick out. You're alone. You're on an island sometimes, but you can do it. Okay, just think to yourself on this Saturday: in what ways can I get away from the hurt? And I'll say this: you're never gonna be able to get totally away from the hurt. You have to adopt some things. You're a human. I get that. Like if you're climbing a mountain, you want to be part of the herd. But think to yourself today on this Saturday, one last time: in what way can I get away from the herd and do what I feel in my heart is right to do? Most people are going to listen to outside voices. They're going to listen to the clock. They're going to listen to their neighbors, their brother about what to do. Why don't you listen to the internal voice instead of the external voices, okay? And then go out there and win, all right? Lastly, as always, unsuccessful people, they make decisions based on their current circumstances. But successful people, you make decisions based on where you want to be. Make decisions based on where you want to be in life, okay? Ascend and elevate. Become better. Okay, bye.